Hi folks, Richard from Inclusive Driving here, and this is the secret guide to driving in snow. Here you can see that we're clearing the windscreen and the lights. Driving the Essential Skills book says you should clear all snow and ice from all your windows so that you can see clearly all round. We're also spraying some de-icer onto the windscreen wiper blades to make sure they're not stuck to the windscreen. Make sure that the windscreen wipers are turned off before you switch your engine on, because if they are stuck to the windscreen, it may damage the wiper motor. Ensure all lights are clean and free from snow so that they can be seen by other road users. It also says make sure the mirrors are clear and the windows are demisted thoroughly so that you have the best visibility possible. Clear snow from the bonnet and roof so that it doesn't fly off and cause a danger to other road users such as motorcyclists or cyclists. In winter, especially if the weather doesn't look good, check the local weather forecast before setting out. If snow or ice is forecast, don't drive unless your journey is essential. So we're going to demonstrate what happens if you try and move off in first gear in snow. And we are slipping quite considerably in here. You can hear the engine revs. As there's no one behind me, so I'm going to show you what happens if we heavy braking in snow as well. Although I'm only doing about 15 miles an hour here, I'll keep my steering wheel straight for as long as I can. Definitely heard the anti-lock braking kicking in there. And now what's happening is you can hear the engine revving. My clutch is all the way out. My traction control has kicked in and it's not letting me go anywhere. Traction control, believe it or not, in snow is not very good. So I'm going to turn traction control off. Getting a warning on the dashboard to remind me that I've taken it off. Let's have another go. Now you can see this time we're slipping sideways and my dash camera's fallen off. Okay. I'm just going to make it to the side of the road and refit the dash camera. It's about the 4th time my camera's fallen off the windscreen this morning. The windscreen's dry. I think it's due to the temperature difference, so it's not getting a good suction grip, but we'll refit it and we will have another go. So let's try that traction control again. I'm going to turn traction control back on. Attempt to move off. Build up some speed. I'll check there's no one behind me. There's a car coming towards me, so I'm not going to do anything daft with the brakes at the moment. Although this is a learning video, I'm still going to be very cautious. And then when this car has gone past me, I will increase my speed. Again, I'm only at about 15 miles an hour. Here comes some brakes. There's nobody in the side road to worry about. I'm just going to get past just to be certain, absolutely safe. Again, my clutch is now out. I'm building up revs, not going anywhere. My wheels are just spinning. Traction control has taken over. So the technique for moving off in snow is to use second gear, or possibly even third, and let the clutch out extremely gently. Traction control is still playing up. Second gear. I'll put it on once more. There's no one behind me, so I'm not holding anybody up while I do this. And we may just stick with the normal dash camera. Let's see if we can move off in second gear. Use my clutch to rock me backwards and forwards a little until I get some grip. There we go, just feathering the clutch very gently. That was in second gear, got me a little bit more traction. Right, let's turn left at the end of this road. We can see it's a mini roundabout, but have a look. You cannot see the road markings, they're covered in snow. And I'm doing extremely cautious braking. I am going to try not to stop, because you saw the difficulty that we had getting moving again. I'm going around this corner, clutch at biting point, second gear. Nobody on the mini roundabout to my right. There is a car now behind me. I have of course got dipped headlights on. A couple of sensible cars here who have completely cleared their windscreens. I'm not going to refit that camera. We'll make use with the dash camera footage, although I know it does block out the top right hand corner of the image due to the positioning of it. try and get into third gear. The higher gear we can use, the better traction we get. So although I'm only doing less than 20 miles an hour, I've popped myself into third gear. Might even try fourth, let's see how it feels. Doesn't like that, let's try third. Now we're coming to a bridge. If there was somebody already trying to go up that bridge, I would wait at the bottom. The last thing you want is somebody slipping backwards into you. As there's nobody there, I'm going to take a steady speed, just 10 miles an hour, second gear, crawl, crawl, crawl. I definitely don't want to end up stopping on this bridge, because we'll get stuck like this car that's just having trouble coming up the other side. Okay, gentle. Now, one of the most common reasons for getting stuck in snow is not that your car won't move, it's that other people are unprepared. You may come across a lot of abandoned vehicles. And as you can see, there's, well, you can't see because I haven't got my, oh, you might be able to see in the rear dash camera, car crawling up the hill. He's stopped. That is a fatal mistake. Do not stop on a hill in snow. Okay, green light for me. The junction for me is clear, so I am going to proceed. Moving off in second gear, just being cautious in case anybody's sliding down the hill. No, we are clear to go. So crawling in second gear, a little bit of a hazard ahead. So going cautiously past. My windscreen is starting to fog up a little, so I will put some demisters on. Apologies for the noise that will cause. I'm using engine braking to slow me for the bend. I'm not using brakes. Little sound of the horn because of people walking in the road. I think this snow has possibly caught everybody out. I didn't notice any gritters out last night, and yet I do live on a bus route. I'm going to take the right fork here. Notice how the sign in the middle of the road is covered in snow. We can't see what it says. Just crawling at 10 miles an hour here. Now this road has been well used, so at the moment that's likely to be quite passable. People before us have cleared the snow, but look how here it's becoming compacted. That's likely now to be quite slippy. So I'm going to try and anticipate the lights, and I'm torn whether to continue crawling in second gear for better traction or whether to go for first gear, because that will let me go slower and better anticipate the lights. I've gone for first gear, but my clutch is just at biting point. And I'm trying not to stop. And if we do stop, then we'll deal with it by moving off again in second gear. I've reached the stop line, I cannot go any further. So here I will be moving off in second gear for better traction. Lights for the other direction have changed. I'm getting my biting point ready. Second gear, little gas, clutch at biting point to crawl, crawl, crawl. I'm just doing 5 miles an hour here in second gear, clutch at biting point until I gain some traction. Again, I don't want to stop. I'm going to try and avoid stopping. So I've switched to first gear, still just crawling. And it looks like I may reach the end of the road for the traffic lights and have to stop. But remember, we've got our second gear technique to get moving again. Green light for us, second gear, biting point, crawl, 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 crawl. I've got some traction. I'm not going to speed up because I've got to do some steering around this bend. Going downhill, but I want to turn left, so gentle, gentle, gentle braking. So I'm even using first gear now to slow me down. The only reason I've got my foot on the brake is for the brake lights to come on to warn the car behind. I'm switching back to second gear very early now because I know I'm going uphill. Okay, I'm waiting at the bottom of the hill. We've got 2 cars stuck, so I'm waiting at the bottom, not going behind that car in front. These 2 cars are changing their mind as to where they go. We're going to have a go at it. We're going to try and crawl up in second gear once this car in front is out of the way. The reversing lights are on, so I'm thinking he's coming back this way. And this car is only front wheel drive, it's not 4-wheel drive. But let's go and have a go. Second gear will be our friend, and I'm not moving until the car in front is well out of the way. Give him room to do what he needs to do. And now it's our turn. Second gear, clutch at biting point, crawl, crawl, crawl. My clutch is still only at biting point at the moment. I feel I can bring it up to the top now. I've got no gas. This is just second gear bite. That's something useful about a diesel engine. It's got more torque at low revs with no gas. Here we go. Now, why could we do that and yet the cars in front of us could not? Remember, second gear is your friend. Even if you can move off in third gear, that's even better for you. Now, there was one car behind us on the hill. He hasn't made it over. Now, an interesting question is, should we even be driving in this? It's kind of an unnecessary journey, isn't it? I've purely come out to film this for you guys. I think it's educational. I think it's justified. It's still quite early in the morning. We're not causing any inconvenience to anybody. I'm still only in second gear, doing about 12 miles an hour. So think about journey time. Whereas we would normally be doing 30 miles an hour on here, we're only going less than half that speed. See a sign for a mini roundabout, but again you'll see that the road markings are not visible due to being covered in snow. turning right. Let's give the car coming towards me plenty of notice as to what I'm doing. I may even hold back and let him go first. I am actually being quite naughty, flashing my headlights to let people go, but okay, he is holding for me, that's good. Moving off in second gear again. Okay, the car coming out the side road, so I'm not going to do anything daft yet. Right, behind me, no pedestrians, no one to cause any danger to. Let's build up some speed here. Wait until I can see what's over the hill and then we'll do some braking. At the moment the hill would slow me down if I needed to, so I'm okay doing a slightly faster speed. I'm doing about 20. And I've got two side roads that I know about, so I'm just going to go steady. Once we pass those side roads and I'm certain it's safe, I will build up some speed and put my brakes on to show you what might happen in a skid. And brakes. That took me a long time to stop. That was about 25 miles an hour. Let's get moving again. Second gear. Right, my wheels are currently a little bit stuck, so I'm going to rock backwards and forwards. Clutch up, clutch down, clutch up, clutch down. Feel the rhythm of the car. And we're moving. One pedestrian in the road. I'm going to turn left at the end of this road. So I'm using engine braking, coming off the gas. Under normal driving I wouldn't be using the brakes unless I had to. I've got a tiny bit of brake here. Again, trying not to stop, looking to my right and left, all clear. Looking both ways because people can't necessarily see that this is a mini roundabout with it being covered in snow again. Turning left at the traffic lights. I'm not speeding up, I'm going downhill. I don't want to be using my brakes going downhill unless absolutely necessary, so engine braking in second gear. On this occasion I am going to use first gear because that will give me slightly more engine braking. I lose traction but I gain engine braking. Crawling towards the traffic lights. Second gear selected now, just to give you a little bit of acceleration. Nobody coming the other way, nobody skidding that I can see. Let's get so this road has been well used this morning, so it looks relatively clear. Be aware that this kind of road surface early tomorrow morning will have turned to ice, which will be even more slippy than snow. You can see that the road has now got compacted again, so that's again warning me that it will be quite slippy. Highway code says that your braking distance in snow and ice is 10 times the normal distance. That's 20 seconds. What sort of equipment would you take with you if you were making a journey in the snow? Or if you were making a journey and you thought maybe the return journey would have to be in the snow? We want warm clothes, we want food and drink, we want blankets. As you've seen, it's very easy for other drivers to get stuck. And once you get 1 or 2 or 3 drivers stuck in front of you and stuck behind you, you are also stuck. You might be able to drive in snow, but you are at the mercy of other drivers' abilities here. You want a fully charged mobile phone. You want to make sure that you've got a decent amount of fuel so that you can run the engine and keep warm and keep your electronics charged. I'm going to turn left at these traffic lights. I'm aware that there is a bus lane. I'm not sure exactly where the white line is, quite honestly. If I end up getting a ticket, then I think I've got good grounds to appeal it. Now, can you notice that there's a lot of snow? As I was braking there was snow falling off my roof and down my windscreen. You'll notice at the start of the video I cleared the roof as best I could. For exactly that reason, as the inside of the car warms up, because I'm keeping myself warm with the heater, the snow on the roof will melt and it will slide off. That could go into the face of a pedestrian or a cyclist, or it could go onto a car behind me if they're too close. We need to be clearing the entirety of our vehicle as best we can. I'm going to put traction control back on just to see how this car handles in this deep snow here. I'm not sure what's going to happen. My light is green, but there is still one car coming through from the other direction, so I'm letting them go first. Now it's my turn. Let that car get ahead. Remember, your braking distance is 20 seconds. Your following distance is 20 seconds. So that was a move off in second gear again. Keeping my distance from the car in front. See, there's a pedestrian crossing the road in front of us. Right, I feel that I can go into third gear, but I won't be using much gas at all. I'm just driving on engine idle speed here. I'm going to slow down though while I go past this pedestrian. So I've gone back to second gear. And it looks like I can go a fair distance before there's any other hazard. So back into third gear. Minimal gas. Right, mini roundabout coming up. I can see there's a side road to the right, so let's slow down using engine braking. There's no one behind me, so my brake lights aren't going to be of any benefit. So I am really just using engine braking to slow me. Car doesn't like second gear, I'm just adding a little bit of gas. If there was a car behind me, then I would have used my brake pedal to show the brake lights, but not to achieve any braking itself. And the slowing would have been down to engine braking. Brave cyclist in front of us. But generally, if a car skids, it stays upright. If a bike skids, it ends up on its side. So be very cautious around cyclists in snow and ice. Turning left, this mini roundabout. I'm reducing my speed now. I can see that I won't need to stop because of priorities. Steering straight before I accelerate, very gentle increase in speed. There's a car coming out to the side road here. Watching his path to make sure he's not going wide. Very slight increase in speed here. I'm only doing about 15 miles an hour. So let's choose third gear, keep the revs low and the traction high. And I'm going to turn back into my driveway, so second gear for braking, there's no one behind me. And to try and get onto my drive in second gear, because again it gives me better traction. Tiny bit of gas there just to get me over the hill. Well, I hope that was a useful video for you. I enjoyed getting up at silly o'clock this morning. I'm going into the warm now for a cup of tea. Those of you who have got lessons on the 30th of December, if it's snowing, if I can get to you, we will still go ahead. It's brilliant practice for you to drive in snow. If the roads are impassable, then apologies, I will cancel. But if I can get to you, the lesson will still go ahead. So thanks for watching, folks. See you soon.